This is a live development. The Rivers State House of Assembly that failed to reconvene plenary yesterday, 1 week after adjourning as impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy is on the verge of sitting today, Friday morning. The Rivers Assembly members are currently briefing the press.
They are not prepared to retrace their steps and govern in line with the Constitution. They are adamant. Their strategy is to intimidate us into withdrawing the process for the third time while they continue their infractions on the Constitution and the law. They are insisting that others will come and we will not perform the oversight function like other state legislation in the Federation. This is very bad for our democracy. On this note, we are proceeding with the impeachment process. We thank Mr. President for his fatherly effort so far that the governor and the deputy governor have both disregarded. Let me call on my colleague to say something concerning this issue. Thank you.
Shift. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am Emilia Lucky Amade. I represent the good people of Obiakpo State Constituency 2. What Honorable Barile Wako just said now is that we have resolved to proceed with the impeachment process. We had earlier taken a position to consider a political solution, but the governor and deputy governor are ignoring us. And regarding the House of Assembly to the ground, they are insisting on the Constitution and that nothing will happen. There are strong indications that they are adamant to continue with illegal actions in the state. And they are boasting that we do not matter and cannot perform oversight functions or even be ever allowed to pass an appropriation bill. They are telling us that directives of their why they continue it, and we consider these threats and their intentions a slap to the Supreme Court that gave judgment warning to governor and deputy governor. We must defend the institution of the legislature. And we call on all and sundry to rally round and resist enemies of our democracy. Finally, we extend our gratitude to Mr. President for doing so much for the peace for support and prayers. Thank you.
Gentlemen of the press, my name is Honorable Major Jack. I represent the good people of Akugutoro Constituency 1. I'm a Nigerian man in the Rivers State House of Assembly. Today, we are to tell Rivers people that what we are doing is institutional. There is no ethnic hate, nobody ethnicity. We are here to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of 1999 as amended. Therefore, we have urged Mr. Speaker to this House for us to sit and continue with the impeachment process. Thank you.
Gentlemen of the press, I'll love to clarify that impeachment is one of the mechanisms set up in the Constitution for checks and balances. Impeachment is not and should not have any ethnic agenda. My name is Linda Somiari Stewart. I represent the people of Okrika State Constituency. I'm a Niger woman. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Honorable Dokiton Smart. I represent the good people of Port Harcourt State Constituency 2. Just like my colleagues have said earlier, I think I have nothing much to add to it, but just to say what we intend or are about to do is one of our duties as legislators, which is to check or to oversight the executive. Section 118, Section 7, are giving out the constitution to check or to supervise or to investigate when there are allegations or notice of gross misconduct. Like I said earlier, I don't have much to add to it, but just impeachment is not a death sentence. As an Ijaw son, I'm saying to my Ijaw brothers that what we intend doing ethnicity or tribal sentiment. Thank you very much and God bless you.
I'm Takenare Wellington Granville. I represent Masarautar Constituency 1. I'm an Ijaw son. I tried as much as possible when Peter Abi spoke to me, and I considered some of this. But the plans, the strategy of the governor, I must tell you, is to murder democracy. The strategy of the governor is to eliminate the legislative arm of government. So it's quite unfortunate. I can't help it. It's a constitutional matter. It's quite unfortunate that the governor is an authoritative governor, a strongman governor, and an executive autocrat. Sincerely speaking, never again Rivers people have such person. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Honorable Lolo Isaiah Pwende, Constituency 2. I am speaking as an Ijaw man, and nobody is more Ijaw than others. Those issuing threats, those not go on, the of this problem. While we see the impeachment process, the governor was busy paying people to say they want to withdraw us from our constituency. Is that the right thing to do? If you need peace, you should have called the leadership of the assembly to say, what is the way forward? What do we do? But that is, and we should not put a particular problem that is impeachment is a constitutional matter, and the legislature take their own. Others to do their own. If you impeached, then peace and negotiate with the assembly. But you are not doing so. Rather, you are bringing up. You are creating pity party in the social media. We don't to sitting and
Press, the good people of River State, my office, Andoni, the same federal constituency with the governor. I'm a born again, a man of integrity. As I'm saying to you today, there is nothing that we are doing that is not in the Constitution. The Supreme Court has summarized everything. There was no governance in River State. And also said that we have a despot. Stop tribal sentiment is to look into the allegation one by one and check if there was any infringement on the Constitution. So it's a constitutional matter. I stand by what I have by it, and I still stand by it. So I thank you. The assembly to do the Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Honorable Arnold Davis. I'm of the Ejo extraction. I was into the 10th Assembly to uphold to the Constitution, not to represent an ethnic group. What we are discussing here is all about Constitution. And we know we were elected to follow the Constitution as it is written in the 1999 Constitution as amended. What we are doing here today is not out of place. We are doing what we are elected to do. And 188 has given us the power to impeach the governor, the deputy, if bridge into the Constitution. So I want to join my to say that we are in line and we'll thank you.
I am Honorable John Dominic Iderima. I represent Abu Aoudwa State Constituency. At the same time, I'm the Minority Chief Whip. I'm an Ijoson. Politics matter. I've heard and I'm calling. God bless.
Thank you once again. Abe representing Degema State Constituency, which is an Ijo constituency, and I'm head for my Ijo brothers and colleagues. This is not an
Okay, breaking news there from the Rivers State House of Assembly. Very briefly, just a number of things. We had interviewed Mr. Oji, special advisor, and he was optimistic that the matter in Rivers State will not get to this stage. And now here it is, not up to 30 minutes after he left the screen. However, two things. Number one is, the question should be asked, why is the House of Assembly in Rivers State impeaching both the governor and the deputy governor? Because
it's called two-factor authentication.
No.
Double blocking.
No, because
so,
if
they don't want the governor and deputy governor.
No, if you look at the details, the deputy governor, merely acts as an assistant, acts on the basis of directives given by the governor. It's not as if she has direct responsibility. The political part of it is that maybe it's the Speaker of the House of Assembly himself who wants to become governor, because that's what the Constitution says. In the absence of the governor and the deputy governor, you wipe them out, then the Speaker will go and take over. So it looks like an attempt at a coup plot in Rivers State by the legislative coup. The second point is that I hope the lawmakers who have been quoting the Section 188 of the Constitution, they must realize that they have to follow due process. First, whatever they do must be within the designated premises. And then, what they will do now is they will vote on the motion. They will say, well, the process will continue. Then the chief judge will take over, who will have to appoint a panel. That panel will have 3 months. And that panel of 7 persons must be persons of unquestionable, what was that word that man used? Integrity. I hope they can still find persons, integrity. 7 persons
I'm born again. I have integrity.
Unquestionable integrity. So this is just the beginning, because if that panel says there's no case to answer, then there will be no case to answer. But it's a developing story. We'll keep an eye on it.
It's certainly a developing process. I hope that we can carry it into what's
maybe I just want to sing one song, because all of this is
about integrity.
No, it's about supplementary budgets. You're going to leave me this song. Money, 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 money everywhere.
Okay.
Money.
On that note, of course, we also heard them chime in about ethnicity, and we know that just 24 hours ago, the president of the Ijaw National Congress had said that the Ijaw people will always stand behind Simfubara.
Well, on Arise News, impeachment proceedings against Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara are encountering internal pushback as lawmakers who once endorsed the move now advocate restraint, reflecting a growing reassessment of the risks and political costs of escalation. Two additional members of the House of Assembly yesterday appealed to their colleagues to suspend the ongoing impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, while maintaining that the governor and his deputy allegedly breached certain constitutional provisions. The lawmakers said their call for restraint followed interventions by well-meaning leaders within Rivers State who had expressed concern about the possible consequences of the impeachment process. Joining us now on this show to discuss the situation in Rivers State is Darlington Orji, Special Advisor on Political Affairs to Rivers State Governor. Good morning, Mr. Orji, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Abati, Rufai, and Vimba for having me.
Okay, Mr. Orji, what is the situation right now in Rivers State? Is there hope that this impeachment process, removal of the governor from office as proposed, would, die a burning, will be aborted? Now that at least we have 4 members of the House of Assembly saying they are no longer part of it. But if they go ahead with the impeachment process, the House will still get the 2/3 majority that they need. Is there hope that more people will also support the governor? And some people are asking, why is the governor and others just waking up now to frustrate the removal of the governor? That the governors, having gone through state of emergency, suspension for 6 months, should have anticipated this movement and should have divided, the House long before now, as a pragmatic politician. But just tell us what your take is on all of this.
Okay, thank you for giving me the privilege to lend my voice on some of the recent developments in Rivers State. Yes, we heard on the print media and national television that the impeachment proceeding has been forwarded to His Excellency the Governor. But I can confirm to you up until this minute, he has not received any proceedings from the Assembly. But you saw the 2 members that we are colleagues, making it 4, plus the 3 Assembly members that is already in our side. The truth of the matter is that there is no cause for even initiating the impeachment process against, because what we saw, this set of Assembly members, before you take such decision, you need to consult with your people. What is the grounds of impeachment? Of or gross misconduct has been alleged by the people? The answer is no. If you are in the state, if you are in Rivers State, to hear from the people and hear from the people in the system, you will know that this is just out by people who believe for that. But for us, by the special grace of God, when they have made their, some of them are also talking, the process is not taking into consideration the 6 months already lost by Rivers people, which is like what we should have been talking about, trading dividend of democracy to our people according to the electionary promises we made to our people. Other than talking about impeachment, it will stall by the grace of God, because we know that it lacks merit, and the people are beginning to see the truth. And we believe God that maybe after they are sitting today, because we are hearing from the vineyard that they are meeting today, after they are sitting today, I'm very sure and convinced that they will drop the process, because there is no need for it. That is not what Rivers State wants for now. We want a better development to the people. We want the state to continue to run at the speed in which it was running before the interjection and the declaration of state of emergency. So for us, we are not worried, because we know that the distance between truth and lie is time. And because time is very close and people are beginning to come with the realities that this is not just about the people, this is about an individual who wants to muzzle and musculate and show people that he has the power to put or to withdraw. So for us, we are patient, we are watching. Now he made reference that it's like the governor is just waking up. No, the governor is not waking up. Abati, if you understand Similalai Fubara, His Excellency, this is a man that do not want to join issues with people. He's very calm, he's very humble, and I think that people are taking undue advantage on it. But I can assure you, Rivers people are with him, and it will not happen. The impeachment process, now that some of the members are seeing the truth and are beginning to realize and come back to the original reason why they were elected, not to impeach the governor, but to proffer a better solution and proffer a better rules for Rivers State to move forward. Okay.
Thank you so much for that background into our discussion today. I have two very simple questions for you. The first is that you've stated clearly that the governor is yet to be formally served with the impeachment papers themselves. And there's a lot of speculation. Some people are saying, well, you know, he quickly ran to Europe. Then from Europe, he went to Abuja. So he hasn't actually been in Port Harcourt physically for him to be able to be served. So can you clarify, is it that the governor is playing a game of hide and seek to avoid, the completion of that process, which is him receiving that notice? That's the first leg. The second leg of the question is that there are 8 allegations of gross misconduct, as you've already made reference to. Let's talk about what is being called the illegal appointment of persons without screening. Has Governor Fubara made any appointments? And if so, why were they not screened by the House of Assembly?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you, the governor is not a spirit to preempt the Rivers State House of Assembly that they were going to sit, because if you recall, the Assembly announced in their last sitting that they were going for recess to reconvene on 28th or thereabout. And the governor, after the festive period, decided to step out, maybe to have a rest or to attend to some other issues. The governor was not in town, as at the time they reconvened. Remember, they had an emergency sitting, not on the real date that they agreed or they adjourned. That's one. So the governor didn't run away. The governor is not afraid of service because there is no cockroach in his cupboard. He has nothing to hide. That's one. Then two, they talked about the issue of appointment. No, the governor is around now. The governor is in Port Harcourt now. But I can tell you on good authority that the governor has not made any appointment. Now, just be patient with me. Prior to the declaration of Supreme Court, when we had 2 assembly in Rivers State, there are people at the earlier stage of the lifespan of this government that was screened by Right Honorable Martin Amehule, about 8 commissioners among others. Then when we had a division, Right Honorable Oko Jumbo screened some other commissioners into the cabinet of Rivers State. Now, after the Supreme Court judgment, the governor decided to drop everybody that was screened by Right Honorable Oko Jumbo. The governor dropped them, leaving the 8 persons that was screened by Martin Amehule. Remember, by the judgment of the Supreme Court, Martin Amehule is the authentic speaker. So everybody that was screened by him, we are allowed. That's one. The second thing is that Martin Amehule approved about 15 special advisors to His Excellency the Governor before the crisis. So the only 5 appointments that were made are members of special advisors, which Martin Amehule has already given clearance to, and they do not go back to. They don't need to go back to Rivers State House of Assembly because they don't screen special advisors. Rather, the number you want will be approved, and you make the nomination and appointment as you desire. So there is no appointment that has been done. All the board and parastatals, the people that are occupying it, are the people that were appointed by the former sole administrator. So the governor has not breached anything. That's why I told you that what is just happening in Rivers State is a muscle play, a show of strength that I put you, so I have the capacity to remove you.
That's why you didn't go, because you're also an appointee.
Yes, I cannot be screened. Okay. I cannot be screened. I cannot be screened because I'm a special advisor. What I need is the approval of the River State House of Assembly, which they have done. They approved, Martin Amehule-led Assembly approved 15 special advisors for His Excellency. And once that is done, we don't need to go back for screening. They are never screened. So as I speak to you, the governor has never appointed one person that requires to go through screening, and maybe he neglected the River State House of Assembly. Such a thing never happened.
Okay. Mr. Darlington, Happy New Year. How much did the governor meet on...
Happy New Year, my brother.
Bless you. How much did the governor meet on ground when he came after the state of emergency? And can you tell me about the budget that was passed by the National Assembly? How much he met on ground? What has his spending expenditure been like? And does he need more money? Because there's been this talk about a need for a supplementary budget. Has he complained he needs more money? Secondly, the question I'll ask you...
Okay.
Go ahead. Answer that one first, if I can ask you. Answer that one first.
Okay, Rufai, let me tell you. You see, when I tell you that people are playing to the gallery, the major problem in Rivers State is that the governor refused to present a supplementary budget. Now, recall that it's in public notice that the governor himself said that when he came back on board, that he has about 600 billion naira in the coffers of Rivers State government. That's what the governor said by himself. Now, after the crisis we had, the governor met with Martin Amehule, who is the Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, and Major Jack, the leader, and 3 other leaders or elders in Rivers State in one of the leaders' house, where they were discussing a way forward. In that meeting, the governor put up to them that, one, we have agreed that we need to move forward. So there are 3 lawmakers that were on our side. That is Right Honorable Oko Jumbo, Sukari Goodboy Sukari, and the Adolphus needs to be recorded, because remember that even the Supreme Court judgment covers them. That's one. And Martins raised in that meeting that the governor should present a supplementary budget, that the interest of Rivers State House of Assembly was not captured. And the governor said, we are in November. If the interest of Rivers State House of Assembly was not captured, me too, I did not make any input. And let us be patient. December is by the corner, 2025. When I will present a appropriation bill, every other interest that is not captured will be captured. There is no need. The year has already ended. And they said, you must present the budget. And the governor said, I don't have a need for supplementary budget. Record that the man that we know whether we have a need or not is the governor. And the man has said, I don't have a need because I have a running program. Yes, we did not envisage what happened to us, but the state of emergency came. We must live by the reality of times. I do not need more money. We have not implemented this budget to 100%. Remember that the lifespan of every appropriation bill is 12 months. Even though the framers of the Constitution never envisaged that in between there will be state of emergency that led to the presentation of budget by a bus. So the lifespan of that budget is still running. If the governor have said, don't be worried, by December, we are going to present a new appropriation bill where all interest that was not captured initially will be captured. And they insisted because they want to satisfy their ego and all of that. So as it stands today, the governor do not need more money aside what is appropriated.
Okay, can I ask, how much is this money that will capture the interest of the National Assembly that the Martins Amahule faction is asking for in this budget? And how much are they telling him to present as a supplementary budget? How much are they telling him to present as a supplementary? Or how much is he envisaging to present as a supplementary budget? For how much is this money? Because obviously, for what you have said now, is because interests are not captured. In other words, they are fighting over money. It's money that is causing this, I will impeach you, I will not impeach you. All they talk about supplementary budget is money they are fighting for. So let's know how much is this money involved that will take care of their own interests, so that we know where we are going.
Okay. Rufai, you know that your platform is a very respected one, and I will not come here to tell lies, and because I don't want to tell lies, I will not say what I'm not sure of. Now, because the governor did not agree with them on that, so they didn't come up with a presentation. You know that in preparing budget, there are too many things that will be inputted that will make up the appropriation bill. And when they said their interest was not captured, and the man said, don't worry, we are by December. So the specific amount, I do not know as it stands today, because that presentation was not made, because His Excellency the Governor refused to accept that. But don't forget, in December, there was 100,000 naira that was given to civil servants as a way of appreciating them, an end-of-year package. It was also given to the members of River State House of Assembly.
But they rejected it.
Some people rejected the money.
Yeah.
Because, I'm coming, Rufai. They rejected it that it was not appropriated. You cannot build something on nothing. Now you rejected because 100,000 was not appropriated. Can you ask them, please, sir? The 350 million naira that was given to each of them for their constituency project, where did it come from? The SUV cars that were presented to all of...
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said 350 million naira that was given to each of them. Why did they not reject it since it was not appropriated?
Who gave that to them?
SUV cars.
Who gave that to them? Who gave that to them for constituency project?
It was a bus, the sole administrator, after the signing of the Appropriation Act, that's the budget has been passed to law. It was there they gave them the money. Why did they not say it was not captured? The SUV car, and by the way, remember, like I told you, that we have 3 other members that are members of River State House of Assembly. Martin Amehule and his leadership refused to give them their own 350 million, even though it was given. Refused to give them their own SUV cars, even though it was given. And in one of their claims again, they said that River State government or the governor refused to pay them their salary. And I can tell you on good authority, as we speak today, that members of River State House of Assembly are not being owed a dime.
Can I just ask you this?
Including the areas during that crisis, we are all paid.
Can I just ask you this, Mr. Darlington? Do you have evidence that a bus gave them 350 million and SUV? What kind of SUV, what kind of Jeep did they give them? Is it Range Rover or Toyota? Which one?
Is I think Range Rover 2025.
2025 Range Rover. So you
and
have
my brother,
you have all this evidence that Ibas gave each of them 350 million for constituency project and Range Rover 2025.
Okay.
I can make the record available to you.
Please make it available.
We are giving 350 million naira each.
Okay, Mr.
I
Oji.
don't have it at hand because I never knew you were going to cite it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Oji, you know that the State House of Assembly, once it accuses a sitting governor of gross misconduct, it doesn't even have to offer any explanation. A court of law will only derail the process, cancel it, if due process is not followed. As long as the House of Assembly follows the process as outlined in Section 188, the impeachment stands. So how they interpret gross misconduct is what they consider to be gross misconduct. Now, 4 of the lawmakers are now on your side. I think there's still about 28 or 27 left, about 32 lawmakers in that House of Assembly. So can you assure us categorically, or are you sure that this impeachment process will not go through, and why?
Okay, thank you. I can assure you by the special grace of God, not by my making.
No, don't bring God into it. Please. Just deal with the process. Okay. Leave God alone.
I said, Abati, I agree with you. I said I'm going to, let me say that I am very convinced that because members are now coming to the terms and members are realizing and even taking from the reason they are all alluding that they have been called by the leaders in the state and in and outside River State, that they are going to retrace their steps. I can tell you for free that this process will not scale through because there is no truth in it. And like you said, that it is only them that can interpret when there is misappropriation, or gross misconduct. Yes, but you will also agree with me that so many courts in the land too has also annulled so many impeachment processes because it didn't follow due process. So for us, what I can tell you, I'm not a member of the House, but I can tell you because I'm on ground. I can tell you because we reach out to so many of them are my friends, and we have always worked together before now. This process, they are not happy on what they are doing, and I'm sure that before the end of the day and within the upper week, that this process will be completely put to rest.
Okay, I like your optimism. So we should expect more people withdrawing from the process. Apart from the 4, how many more do you expect will withdraw? Put a figure to it.
Well, I cannot be emphatic, but like I can tell you, you know, when they raised that issue, they were 26. As of today, they are 22. And as the day goes by, like I told you, that the distance between truth and lie is time. So as the time draws nearer, people are beginning to realize that the step and the way they are going is not for the best interest of Rivers State. So I'm very sure that it will be dropped and their numbers will reduce by the...
All right. Well, thank you so much. That's all we have time for. When you say you're pretty sure that they are not happy with what they're doing, it makes it seem like they were possibly coerced. But unfortunately, we won't be able to delve deeper into that.